Sarah Fragoso, and today we're going to make one of my family's favorite dinners. And what I love about this meal is that it's one of those make it once, eat it twice kind of meals. I'm a huge proponent of cooking in bulk, and you've heard me talk about this before if you've ever seen me speak anywhere or if you've read any of my books. I'm always talking about making a bunch of food in advance so you're not stuck in the kitchen all the time. So we're using real food ingredients today. It's simple, allergy friendly, and it's literally a dish that I make for my family at least a couple times a month. So what we're making is a simple Mexican beef stew. And when I serve it, it's just not the regular old boring stew that you think it might be, but we jazz it up a little bit with some awesome toppings that we like to add. First how to make the stew, and it cooks in my slow cooker, which is like my go-to tool for feeding my big family. And what I start with is about 2 to 3 pounds of chuck roast, or if you have some stew meat already chopped up in your freezer, that works too. You can absolutely double this recipe. That way you're guaranteed a make it once, eat it twice sort of meal, so you'll have plenty of leftovers depending on the size of your family. So I've got 2 pounds of chuck roast here, and that's gonna go right into my slow cooker. And then I keep this beyond simple because usually I'm making this in the morning when there's a rush, people are trying to get ready, get out the door, and I don't want to have to think about a bunch of chopping or prepping first thing in the morning. So all I do is dry spices on this, and it sounds kind of boring, but trust me, the flavor is amazing, and what we add to it later makes it pop. All that I put on the meat is about 2 teaspoons of sea salt, and then I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of cumin. Next, we're going to do our smoked paprika, so a tablespoon of the paprika. And then we have a tablespoon and a half of chili powder. That goes right in. 2 tablespoons of dried oregano. And then I have granulated garlic, a teaspoon, and also some onion powder, also a teaspoon. But if you have time in the morning and you want to do a little chopping, absolutely you can use fresh garlic and onion. And it does bring the flavors out a little bit better, but if you're in a rush, trust me, it'll taste just great. But if you use fresh, use about 3 cloves of garlic minced and just 1 yellow onion chopped. So I've got my spices in here, and I'm just gonna mix that all up so that the meat is coated in those spices that I just used. And it already smells good, oh my gosh. The combination of the seasonings really bring out the flavor in the meat, and that's what I like when I'm cooking, especially with red meat, is a lot of flavor. All right, now, finally, we're gonna add in a cup of green salsa, or salsa verde. Then I'm gonna pour over my meat, and we're gonna stir that up. So that part is done. All you're gonna do now is close your lid, make sure you plug it in, and you're gonna cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours. So basically when you're gone, if you're at work all day, by the time you come home, this will be done. Or if you put this in at lunchtime, for example, cook it on high for 4 to 6 hours. And then you'll have a nice shredded beef at the end of your day. So what I'm gonna show you next is basically what gives this stew such a nice flavor and a fresh little crunch at the end when you serve it. We put the stew right into a bowl, and then we top it with whatever they want. And I let my family pick. But what they like is cabbage, and you can use green or purple, jicama, tomatoes, green onions, we've got fresh mango, some diced avocado, and then we have some fresh cilantro. So when you top everything with these delicious, yummy, crunchy, tasty toppings, it's not just boring stew, it's like this amazing stew / salad combo that's so epic. Real quick before I put the stew together, because I've got one that I've already made so you can see what the finished product looks like, I'm just going to show you a couple of tricks, because when you get home to prep, all you got to do is chop this stuff up. However, it can be sometimes challenging to get a jicama basically peeled and chopped without, maybe risking a finger. So I'm going to show you a quick little tip. All you want to do is just cut off this end here, and then you do the same on this end. Cut that off. What's nice about that is it gives you a flat working surface, so it's not rolling all over the place. And then you can simply remove the peel, just like this with your knife, all the way around until it's completely peeled. So you can see I've already done that with this one, and all I did earlier is I just cut it in half, and then I was able to very easily slice it this direction and then I normally would do the whole thing, and then cut it into strips like this. And then you can either eat it like this if you want to for a snack, which is great, or you can chop it up into little pieces. You can dice it so that you can put it on top of your stew. So real quick and easy way to prepare your jicama. Now jicama, if you're not familiar with it, this is actually a root vegetable, and it's also known as a Mexican yam. You can eat this raw, which I like. I prefer it that way because it's crunchy and a little bit starchy, and it has a nice sweet, mild flavor. Or you can cook it. You can make it like a hash brown. Now for the mango, also, this is like slippery, hard to deal with. So I'm gonna show you a quick way to also deal with a mango so that you can cut this up without any mishaps. So same thing, you just wanna cut off the end, just like that. Set that aside. And then again, you got a nice even working surface. So really very much like the jicama, if you have a sharp knife, you can peel the mango without losing very much of the fruit. Just like this. And then it's so much easier to be able to cut off a piece to dice up. Just like that. And then you can dice it. So just like I did with the jicama. So a nice little trick to save you time and not risk cutting yourself with your knife. And we're gonna put the shredded meat. I shredded this earlier. It was really simple because it cooked all day, so it was nice and tender. So you can see it's really soaked up all those spices. So I shredded it just with my spoon. I just reached in there and kind of stirred it up, and it shredded all on its own. It's beautiful and it smells so good. And then we're gonna put on our toppings. So we're gonna start with some purple cabbage, a little bit of the jicama, some green onion, just a couple tomatoes because it complements the spices with some sweetness, and then some avocados for some good healthy fat, and then we finish it with some cilantro. Now if you'd like, you can add some more salsa verde to this. I know my family really likes like spice, so they might want to put in like some tapatio or something like that. Also, if you do dairy, a little sprinkle of cheese or some sour cream is also a wonderful complement to this meal. And you can eat it for a couple of days, which is a huge bonus in my opinion. I even eat this for breakfast the next day. So I hope you've enjoyed this cooking demo, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. For more on me, please visit my website, sarahfragoso.com, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss anything. And if you want the full recipe from today's shoot, just click the link below and you can get it there. See you next time.